Hello everyone, welcome to my sports, and this is my first episode. Let me start this segment by talking about boxing, one of the sports that I really used to love. Boxing. And if you talk about boxing, the best way to talk about boxing is to talk about our very own Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao has become an international public figure, an international boxing figure. Many athletes and elite personalities share their views on Pacquiao's success, and one of these athletes is Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins is also an very successful one. He has a record of 67 fights, 59 wins, 32 wins coming from knockouts. He has 2 draws and 2 no contest. He was once become the middleweight undisputed champion, and of course he is the oldest boxers who became a champion at the age of 48 and 49. That is Bernard Hopkins, the one once called an executioner and an alien. Ginatawag siyang alien, makasangka, kasi 48 na 49 na, ang tanda na niya pagdating sa boxing, makasangka, kasi nga 35 pa nga lang sa boxing, matanda na. In fact, si De La Hoya nga 35 na retiro na. Si Bernard Hopkins 48 49 nag-world champion pa. Sa ganyan si Bernard Hopkins kagaling makasangga pagdating sa boxing. Siya ay may na sasabi tungkol sa success na nagawa ni Manny Pacquiao. He also shared his views tungkol sa success ni Manny Pacquiao besides being 40. Kasi nung laban nila ni Thurman, 40 na si Pacquiao, pero nagawa pa rin niyang patubahin si Thurman makasangga sa kanyang signature 3-punch combo. Yung 3-punch combo niya makasangga, yung jab, right jab to the right, or double jab or single jab, then parang diko lang yung ano niya makasangga jab, just to bring the defense up. Ngayon pag nakataas na yung defense ng kalaban, after ng jab or double jab, left to the body. Pagkatapos ng left to the body, bababa yung depensa, na sundan naman niya yun ng right to the face. Ayun yung nagpatumba kay Thurman makasangga. 3-punch combo. Yun din yung naputumba kay Cotto sa round 4 nilang laban. 3-punch combo. Jab o double jab, then left to the body, then right to the face. Signature move ni Manny Pacquiao. Besides being 40s, na-execute pa rin niya yung signature move niya. Sinishare yan ni Bernard Hopkins. Bakit nagawa yan ni Manny Pacquiao? At siya mismo ang mapagkatiwalaan na mag-share ng views, kasi mag-ideya niya, kasi siya nga being 40 at saka 49 nag-champion pa sa light heavyweight. Sabihin mo yun, tanda na, 48-49 nagsa-champion pa. So pakinggan natin si Bernard Hopkins makasangga kung ano masasabi niya tungkol kay Manny Pacquiao.
You're the greatest fighter of all time in terms of into your 40s. Into your 40s. We're talking about guys greats fighting in their 40s, you the greatest.
So I'm up there with like Jersey Joe the Great.
Archie Moore,
the Mongoose.
And so with that, Pacquiao now at 40 is winning, beating Keith Thurman.
See what I started on it.
But what's crazy about it is
he really showed. I don't see. It's not even. I'm sorry, I gotta cut you off.
No, but basically just that the way you did it was you always mentioned it's my brain, it's my smart. So even with my athletic ability,
it's not only the brain. It's also, first of all, it's the mindset. And then it's keeping your body prepared. So it's hand in hand. The body, mind, and soul and spirit. But the body has to be taken care of in the process of you aging. So your mind can say you can do anything. How many people you know that think they can do anything because their mind says it? But reality, they get a reality check to realize when they talk to the doctor, you trying to run with that 25-year-old doing 880s, 50-yard dash, and you pull the muscle. You can't. So there's a combination of Pacquiao taking care of himself. Pacquiao having been in a lot of wars. Pacquiao still being the flashbacks of Pacquiao. And his energy. And he'll beat a lot of guys that's half his age.
But I remember you said, like, you talked about James, Tony, and Roy, and you said you got great talent too, but you said them guys had more just natural God-given talent, and you outlasted them because you knew more tricks in the bag, you knew the craft. So how come Manny is able to do it in his 40s when most fighters that rely on that crazy speed that they've been gifted with, you know what I mean? How's it different?
Because they rely on one or two things. Pacquiao's an all-around fighter. He's an all-around fighter, and to me, pound for pound is a different era of pound for pounds resume that you need to be considered pound for pound. Sometimes somebody says because you got all the belts. Somebody say because you won for so many years. A guy that can box either way, 5, 6, 7, 8, many styles. He can go backwards, you can go forwards. The Ray Robinson, the great fights that he fought where he had to back up to beat you. He had to reverse his car to get through Manhattan. I mean, sometimes you're gonna have to back up and go right or go left. Sometimes you might have to just go forward. All around style, all around fighter, they normally last longer because we know when to change lanes on you. We know that quick, this ain't working. What worked for the 80% of guys you fought is not working now. And it's not the first round. Obviously, you ain't gonna throw the towel in just on the first round. But it comes a time where the corner can't even let you know when it's time. That's the experience. That's how you treat yourself, temple. And now you take all these things and you take them into 35 and up. Because 35, even in football, even in basketball, right? Everybody's counting down how many years LeBron James has. Why? Because he's 35. When it comes to 30, first of all, you got to between 25, in some cases a little younger, but between 25 and 35, boy, you better get it. Because between 20 and 21, depending on what sport you is, that's your learning process. That's your establishing that you are capable, right? Injury, you got to pray for that don't happen, whether it's any sport, hamstring, and it's game changing. Now you have that window where you have to go ahead and you got to say, okay, this is where now, what was important 10 years or 5 years ago, in negotiations, it's different 5 years later, especially if you're still in demand. It's different. So Pacquiao has the same as a very few, but more back in the day than now, the longevity to go in his 40s. And a lot of it got to do with lifestyle. I don't know Pacquiao's lifestyle, but I know for a fact, what I do know about his lifestyle is that he done something right. He done more than one or two things right. To be in this, at this stage, on this level, beating guys like Thurman, who's not a pushover, right? It's not a walk in the park. and then set himself up for maybe a Spence fight, or maybe this fight or that fight, can only wait. There's so many options for Pacquiao. Pacquiao right now is in position to literally be in the top conversations of talking who super fight he's gonna fight.
Ayun mga kasangga, napakinggan na natin si Bernard Hopkins. Ayon sa kanya, Manny Pacquiao being an all-around fighter helps him being successful even at the age of 40. Pagiging all-around fighter daw ni Pacquiao, ibig sabihin niya pagiging all-around fighter ay si Pacquiao pwede daw, Pacquiao can play defense, can fight backward, and can fight forward. Ibig sabihin ng fight backward mga kasangga ay pagiging counter puncher. Si Pacquiao kasi ngayon, mula nang napataob siya ni Marquez, maingat na, nagiging potent siya na counter puncher. Magaling na counter puncher na talaga si Pacquiao. Kasi maingat na siya, hindi na siya yung sugod ng sugod. Sabi ni Bernard Hopkins, kaya ni Pacquiao magiging counter puncher at saka magiging slugger. Ang slugger mga kasangga yung sugod na sugod, which is Manny Pacquiao used to be. Sugod lang na sugod, tira ng tira ganyan si Pacquiao dati. Pero ngayon hindi na. All-around fighter na rin si Pacquiao, kaya si Pacquiao daw nagiging successful kahit 40 na. At saka pag-aalaga raw sa katawan, which is ginagawa daw niya, yun daw nakakatulong kay Pacquiao para magiging successful pa rin. And that is our story for today. For more sports talk and sports news, just tune in to UelcamTV's My Sports.